All right, welcome. This is a special edition BTFU with the coach of Illawarra Hawks, friend of mine, Justin Tatum. How are you, my man?
Doing pretty good, man. Living a dream right now.
You are living the dream.
Hell yeah.
How's it? You coming down from Cloud 9 yet? Or you?
No, I'm gonna stay up there for a while. Every time I rewatch the game or see a highlight or something like that, it just boosts me right back up there. So I'm gonna stay on the Cloud 9 for a minute.
Yeah. When in the game did you know we had it?
Man, I've been asked that a couple times. Me deep down watching on the sideline, it was probably like the 3.5, 4 minute mark when we were up like 14 at one point, and I knew in the back of my mind we're not going to lose this damn game. But then Melbourne hit a couple shots and got it down to like 9 with like a minute and a half or something, 2 minutes to go, and got everybody kind of nervous. But probably about the 4 minute mark that I knew we was going to, seal the deal.
You're going to seal the deal.
Yeah.
You know what? It's funny because we were talking and to organise this for today, and I spoke to you. It was just before the second last game. Mm-hmm. And you're down in Melbourne. And I said, yeah, how do you go tonight? And you just in your voice, you said, we win. We'll get the job done.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I felt comfortable. I went to train my kids and I coach these under 10s. and then one of the dads, he loves big Illawarra Hawks fan. Wow. And I said, they're winning tonight. Wait, why? What was it that you knew then?
I mean, because we've just been, we've been through the trenches all year. We never really lost 2 games in a row, all season. If we did, it was like one time. So we was always able to bounce back after a difficult loss. So when in the locker room, the next day at practice, guys were, still them same selves. Nobody was sulking. Nobody was like, man, oh, can we do it? Come on, keep your heads up. Everybody was like, yeah, this is our time. We're going to figure it out. We've been built for this, and that's what we've been working on. So I didn't have no doubt in my mind that we were not going to compete to our best ability to win that game. But, things happen, right?
Yeah.
But I was confident enough that we was going to find a way to pull it out.
Yeah, and then I spoke to you. I congratulated you after that game. We spoke again, and I said, and then if I still remember your exact words was, "We just got to find a way one more time."
Yeah.
And so what? Like you said, we found a way to bounce back. What's the difference? How do you coach the guys when you're coming off the win to go, "Hey, one more time. We need that one more effort."
Well, especially when we won the game 4 in Melbourne. After that, we pushed it to a game 5. So we just had one more game left. But during the course of the regular season, we had a 5-game winning streak. And I had to find ways to keep guys, not getting content and shit like that. So,
yeah.
Coming down too confident. And then we actually got our butts beat by Southeast and Cairns, and that was one of our first back-to-back losses, and that humbled us. And so, I just kind of reiterated back then and kind of told the guys, hey, you remember we was on the Cloud at one time and, got a bubble burst? We can't do it now because, we only got one game left.
Yeah.
So we kicked it to the game 5. So, it was just always humbling messages to the guys, things that happened during the course of the season that I can always reiterate to and, talk a little bit about to kind of bring them back to, the earth.
Yeah. So you've now come to Australia. You live down in Illawarra and that community.
Yeah.
What was that reception like? What?
Oh, after winning? Oh, shit was crazy, man. It was crazy being in the place was extremely loud with the 5,000-6,000 fans there. They flooded the streets after the game, and we had a couple venues were open because it was a Sunday afternoon game, and so we were finished up by 4:30. So, and then they had the parade. The parade was just a couple days ago.
Yeah.
About a couple thousand people in the middle of the mall area just supporting and so happy about it. Just to see the fans, tear up, the kids go crazy, and see the players that they admire and watch on TV. Just the enjoyment that we brought to that city at that time was just words can't describe.
Yeah, and I saw Jayson, your son, obviously.
Yeah.
He win the premiership, and he's sharing a lot of your stuff about you winning. There's obviously, you have proud dad moments, but I guess that was like a proud son moment for him.
Yeah, because, we support each other. He knows what the sacrifice that I put through to come out here and to, pursue my goal, my dream, and what I'm really good at and see how far I can go with it. And so seeing success, from, his dad, and I'm seeing success from, helping him with the success that he's been having. Just sees it on both ends. He loves it, and I love the support because it's mutual. So just to take the time to ask me about it, or watch a game or look at the highlights, and it's just something that your kids, your kids are gonna love to do for the rest of their life.
I'm sure you at times would be like you would watch over his games and you'd call him. And do you ever give him pointers?
Yeah, I've have early in his career, but right now,
Yeah.
he figured it out.
He figured it
So,
out. But does he ever do the same back to you now, though? Does he ever call?
I mean, not with like suggestions and stuff like that. I normally, talk to him about what's going on or how to, what's going on, and he'll shoot me some like, hey, yeah, this can happen this way, or I experienced this, or this kind of happened in our locker room, because I'm dealing with professional athletes as well, but not at the level as the NBA, but they're still people, right? And you still got to relate to them somehow, some way, and they still play this game. And just being able to have that type of relationship with them and communication on and off, about games is pretty fun.
Yeah. I saw you celebrating a bit around the area. You go to Pepe's and bit of golf. You love the golf?
Yeah, I love the golf. That's my downtime. So in Wollongong, I get a chance to go to the golf course and not think about practice or, a game we lost or won. I play about a 9-hole, man. I can't do 18 all the time. I only get too burnt out with that shit. But no, I do about a 9. Pepe's is cool, man. But I don't really go out in the gong, you know what I mean? Because, it's just more work related. I go to the beaches and stuff like that to, have some downtime and walk around the mall. I'm right in the center of Wollongong, so I'm only like 3 to 5 minutes to walking from the Wind Stadium. Yeah. And then, mall's right around the corner. So it's very, confining, real good for me.
You ever go to a Dragons game?
Yeah, I've been my first year here last year. I went to 2 of them. Yeah. Man, that was my first, is it ARL?
NRL,
yeah, I keep getting it mixed up. NRL game that I've been to, and I mean, that's some massive ass game. Them boys just sitting up there. Some contact is going on with them. Some big men.
And there's some big men, aren't there? They're hitting it hard.
It's crazy.
I know you said about going out. Like, I know how we met through a mutual friend, and we love going out in the east. We go to Icebergs, Pelicano.
I like coming out here a little bit more. Yeah, Sydney's more of a good vibe. Like I said, icebergs, Pelicanos.
A few little boats on the harbour occasionally. Yeah. What's been one of your favourite things about moving to Australia?
Man, the food is unbelievable. The people, it's a different variety of people. All types of ethnicities out here, and like I said, I love it. The summer. So like I'm here. It's crazy that I'm here in the summer and I go home in the summer. So I've never really had a warm summer like this.
Is that how you keep the good tan up?
Yeah, I guess. I stay out in the sun a lot. But yeah, it's probably the summers, man. I've been chasing summer the last 2 years, so it's been pretty good.
I'm going to love summer. Yeah, we were talking before and you said you go home for a good 3 months. What do you do when you're over there?
Man, I go back and get in daddy mode. I take my daughter. I got a 10-year-old daughter. Start going back, taking her to school and picking her up. My 21-year-old son is in college down in Southern, finishing up his third year there. And so I just get back in dad mode and support Jayson and them doing the playoffs and stuff like that. So I have a routine, visit family, trying to keep, things up afloat, and just I'm real busy when I get back home. So being over here and just having to work and, and just influence the community, that's a lot easier.
Yeah, I reckon by the time you come back from America, it'll be almost like, ooh, I need a little break.
Yeah, I do, man. So, because, I'm being pulled left, right, all over, and, at the end of the day, it is what it is. But, yeah, this is more of a relaxed downtime while working and, working on my craft. But, home is hectic, but I love being home.
That was the first victory for Illawarra in a long time, which is such a congratulations to you. That's a huge effort.
Yeah.
How do you get them to go again next year?
Oh, man. Try to get majority or all the core of the team back, because they understand the dynamics, they understand the chemistry, they understand how to win. But if, this is a professional business, and so that's unlikely or very tough to do. But if I can get over 80% of the guys back, and then, just the people that we implement, we have started winning ways, so guys will want to come play for Illawarra and understand what it takes to win a championship. And so that's something that we were hoping to build. And now we feel that, coming in this next year, that, like I said, have 80% of the guys back, get some good pieces, and, the rest will take care of itself. So we just rebuild and remodel what we did last year and hopefully improve in a lot of areas. But like we've done we did a lot of good things this year as a program, as a team. I don't know if you've seen all the things that we were first in and led in. Like this is, having Illawarra #1 in the premiership, that was the first time ever. It was ever. So in 46 years of the league playing.
And you won Coach of the Year as well.
Yeah, won Coach of the Year. And so, like, we led the league in points. We led the league in steals. We led the league in field goal percentage, all points in the paint, et cetera. So it's like something that when we come back to work, we can't, say, hey, let's take a back seat now. No, we got to keep pushing forward because we know what it takes to win.
It is. Like, we do, like, NRL thing, and the big thing we talk about is like building that winning culture and those 1%ers. It's like, how do you motivate them each week in train? Like, obviously with basketball, they play so often. Yeah,
man. We practice about five days out the week, 1 to 2 days off, and that's before we start playing games. But like, I'm real down to earth. I'm real straightforward. I'm real professional, and I tell the guys I expect the same thing. So when I have film session with you or with the team, and if you have some flaws or negatives that we're going to talk about it, we're going to call it out, and these guys don't take nothing personal because we have that open relationship, and I feel that that's why it's easy for me to motivate these guys because I can just go straight to the source. And if it's front of the team, they don't take any personal. If it's, if I pull them to the side, they try to encourage and get better. So I think just that the way I built a relationship with these men, on and off the court, is something that, like, I can push buttons and get it going. But at the end of the day, it's a respect factor. They want to come and improve for me and for themselves, right? So, like, I want to prove to JT I can do this. I want to prove to the team that I can contribute to this. So they challenge themselves coming to practice, coming to work. So it's not too much I have to motivate, but it's easy for me to do it because of the relationship that I have with the guys.
I think so. This year, obviously, hadn't won a premiership in so long, so you do it. And I wouldn't say without no pressure because you guys obviously led it. Yeah. But next year, and I know you, like, and I said to Howard, you don't do like a lot of this. You like to, as big and as tall as you are, you like to hide in the corner. When we're out, you are one of the most like chilled people. I love hanging out when we get to spend time. How are you going to deal with the publicity and the pressure and all that sort of stuff?
Man, I just try to keep my nose clean as much as I can and answer things that's right. But I know what is required of me that I'm obligated to do, but what is not. I like to stay in the cut. So, but it's hard because at the end of the day, I love what I do. I love what my position my son is. I love what I help the team do. And what comes with it. You know what I mean? So I know what's going on. But if I could, stay in the cut as long as I can, I'd love to if I can stay out the way. But nope, you see the 6'5" guy on the stand, on the sideline and directing and managing shit. So you're gonna get the attention you get. But I'm just happy about like I said, the Illawarra and even the position that myself and my family's in. So I take nothing from it.
That's awesome, man. I appreciate everything you do for like Australian sport. It's unreal. Talk about Aussies. We talk about the NBA. There's obviously we're starting to see more and more Aussies in the NBA and the WNBA. Who would you like to see from the NBA come do stints in Australia?
Like a famous NBA person that Australia would love to see. I mean, clearly you'll love to see probably Steph Curry. Will probably be the most exciting one to get here, especially with his ability to, shoot the ball and stuff like that. I think the Australians would love to see Steph out here. For the WNBA, Diana Taurasi. I think Diana Taurasi will be, she will come out here and do her thing and as far as in the WNBL in this area. So I think, really, exciting players, something like that have a different niche to their game will be, very attractive for the Australian culture, basketball culture.
And we see, which is super exciting, we've got the Pelicans coming to Australia. Yeah. What other teams would you like to see? Obviously, Celtics.
Yeah, I love to see the Celtics. I mean, I love to see them and play them too. So
you love to play them?
Yeah, they know it. They know it. We'll love to get that. Hope we get that something in the works while I'm still down here. But no, it's good that the Pelicans are coming down playing Melbourne and I think Southeast, or if they haven't named the other team yet. But I think it's good for them to come down because you get a chance to see Zion and C.J. McCollum and just the NBA guys up close. And I think Melbourne is a good city for it because it's sports oriented, and I think it's one that has all the sports venues in the country. Yeah. So I think it's a good thing for the NBA and the NBL working together, getting teams down here.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's move ahead. Let's go over to America. Let's look college. We've got March Madness heating up.
Yep.
Who do you like?
Man, crazy thing is, I just watched my first college game like 2 days ago this year. So it's tough for me because of the time difference and, being able to watch. But I'm a Dookie because, my son played for him and I got good relationship with the head coach and one of the assistant coaches. So I was really I'm pulling for them, but I love the way Houston plays. Coach Sampson has those guys really going. So I'm going for Duke, but it's March Madness. Anything can happen with this, with one game going on.
How big is that, like college ball over there? Like
it's huge. Yeah, it's massive. I mean, you can tell now the guys getting NIL, getting paid and transferring in and out of schools. So it's like a glorified, young NBA. So but it's huge over there. Makes a ton of money, especially since the gambling and everything has been full on. And so, but the NCAA tournament has been doing it for, it's been huge for years. So, man, college is a big game. You know how many colleges is over there, but especially D1s and now guys and young ladies or whoever can get paid doing it. So it's great.
It's awesome. Do you agree with college ball, but now getting paid? For a long time, they never did.
Yeah, man. I mean, they got to find a way to, handle it better, but I think that the young student athletes are finally getting what they deserve. Yeah, what they deserve. I mean, because you're selling for so long, they've been selling jerseys with, the star players' numbers in the shops, but maybe their name's not on the back, but you know who jersey it is.
Yeah.
And that kid gets nothing of it, and the kid takes the team to NCAA tournament or the football, et cetera, and those schools, those companies get so much money, and once a kid, they go back to wherever their family comes from and struggling with money. So now it's great to see that they are actually benefiting off their name.
Do you think is that going to be like a talent pool, like moving forward, that like the Australian NBL should be looking at a lot of those college ball players, trying to bring them to Australia?
Yeah. I mean, if it should make sense, but it's all about the dollar now. So and then some of them college students like, man, Australia is far. It's far as hell. Like I said the same thing before I got influenced to come out. I was like, no way. I had to look on the map and where the hell is it at? I heard of it, but where is it at? So, that might divide it a little bit, but it's all about the money, man. But it'll be, I'm here to, my team and me able to go back to the States. I kind of influence, college players or former NBA players. Like, hey, Australia's a good spot if you want to keep competitive basketball, get some decent, good money, and still pursue your career because it's a short season and you can go over to China and make some money, or the league can call you back. So, but you got to kind of be able to, grow up, put your big boy pants on, and come all the way down here and do what you love to do, if that's what what it is. But I think it's money's going to decide that.
And then just maybe send a video of Bondi Beach and icebergs.
Oh yeah, I do all the time. I do all the time. Like, show my guys I'm on the harbor. I'm like, haha, they in the freezing summer. I mean, freezing winter, and I'm on a boat and shit like that. Send them pictures of everything. Like, oh man, I'm like, yeah, come on down. It's too far. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Leave it all to me then.
All right, NBA finals. We're starting to get close, and we'll try and even do a cross way overseas. But who do you think plays? The Celtics going to be there again? For
sure. They're rolling right now. They on cruise control, and they're ready to turn it up a little bit more. I just watched them play Memphis last night. Man, they look really good and in sync. And I think on the West, I'm thinking that OKC is having a lot more experience because of last year. But I mean, for some reason, it'll be great to see the Lakers and the Celtics in the championship NBA finals. But I think OKC has a really good shot to figure it out.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
But you think Celtics go back to back?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Is that from here or is it from here?
It's from both. And being able to be around and see how they did it last year, because I was able to go to pretty much all the playoff games when I went home, and just knowing that organization, and then it's actually seeing them again this year, how they had a really good hot start, right, and then they had a little downtime in the middle, and then right around All-Star break they turned it all the way up, and now in March they only lost one game, in April, and just having insights, talking to my son of how how they're on the same page, and now how they're facilitating guys, know when they're getting their shots, and their main guys are taking a game off or two here and there, building on up to the playoffs. So they're just tuning up everything. So I think they will be really tough to beat in a 7-game series. But anything can happen. But I'm for sure I could put money on Celtics is going to run it back.
Who's your money on for MVP?
For the league, it should be number 0. 1,000% should be Jayson because of everything he brings to the table and what he's been doing, and his team is where they at. But they fault his team for being so good, so he won't. He probably get it, but like the numbers that one individual that's just putting up is Joker is just crazy. I mean, it's just the numbers he's putting up is just like and day in and day out is unbelievable. So if you're going off statistics, just the numbers, I'll probably go with Joker.
You go Joker. Yeah. Well, how do you compare you holding up that that championship to watching your son hold up that championship? How's it compare for you? Because obviously both super proud moments.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's no comparison. I think for sure I'm so much more proud of what he's done and what he's been achieving from when he came out as figured out that he wanted to play basketball at a young age, and just to be able to see that relief from him. So I'm so happy and stoked for what he was able to do. And, for myself, knowing being able to go away from my family and, being a town, Wollongong, that I never ever heard about before, knowing it's an hour and a half away from Sydney, like in a quiet area, just to be by myself for 8 months to build a team. And then when I got a chance to raise that trophy, I felt like, all the years of maybe what he felt, of playing, I felt it in that moment. But like the comparison is nothing compared to what he's been through and what he's done. But I've like the enjoyment, the crowd that I've heard, the smile on my players' faces, and even my assistant coaches' face, because those is me and my assistant coaches. We were all first years. Like I never met them until I got here last year, and they was running my practices before I even got to. When I came back from where was that? The Olympics in Paris. So I didn't meet my coaches or nothing. So it was a trust factor, and so all the things that we've been through at that time, and to raise it then, it was a sign of relief of just like, I can do this. It was just a sign of confidence as well that like I can do this. I did it. I want to go do it again.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
All right, there's another little question. Nikola Jokic, he's come out openly. He says he loves like the horse racing. That's like what I do with the bed. Yeah, he likes that. Have you had a day out at the races yet?
No, I haven't, man. The closest thing I've been in the races around here is the Melbourne Cup. I went to the little events that they have. But
where was that at?
I went to one at Tanuki, and I went to an event there, so I got a chance to watch. And
Alamanjun.
Yeah, it was a good time watching that, seeing everybody dress up, and I didn't know which horse they was betting on, but I just know horse races on all day. But I haven't actually been personally to one.
Well, there you go. Our friends at Unibet, we have to organise a box for our man here for a day at the races.
I love to do it.
I think when we get you back, maybe do a spring carnival race meet together, BTFU. And
you got to teach me all about what the hell I'm watching, because I just know they're trying to outrun each other. But I think I need the strategies a little bit.
We can work on that. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for coming in today.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah,
appreciate it. It's been fun.
You bet on all your basketball action on at Unibet, and you keep following BTFU, and I think we might be able to put something together for next season.
I don't know if I can say bet live, but yeah.
No, you can't say bet. I can say bet.
Right. You can say it. No, it's all good, man. I appreciate you having me, man. It's been fun.